Gorgeous.
Absolutely stunning. Nearly 6:15, and rugby league legend Billy Boston will receive a knighthood at Buckingham Palace today, ending the sport's 130-year wait for such an honour. What the weather's going to be like this Tuesday, shall we?
I'm not sure we really want to know. Morning, Karen.
Now, the Army's oldest continuously serving regiment, the Coldstream Guards, is celebrating its 375th anniversary. And they're doing it in style, aren't they?
Oh, I cannot wait for this. Some of its soldiers are travelling from London to Berwick in Northumberland to mark the occasion. And they're catching the train in full kit. Our reporter Tim Moffat is at King's Cross Station.
He's going to move. Just watching the American tourists who are going through the station, it's entirely normal for the United
happening every
Kingdom.
day.
Yeah.
Don't you think it looks like a bit like a scene from Paddington the movie?
Yeah, it does. It really, really does.
Yeah, impressive. It is 23 minutes past 6. Let's have a look at this morning's papers, shall we? Now, here's something we have talked about on the programme before. Feelings of loneliness and social isolation, which are tough at any age, can be particularly difficult for older people who can't get out and about like they used to.
The charity Age UK says a third of older people tell their loved ones they're fine, but actually they are struggling, as our reporter Fiona Lambden can tell us. And the team there do.
Incredible job. And hopefully, if people are watching this morning feeling a bit lonely, we can keep you company for the next few hours here on BBC One.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about loneliness later in this morning's programme as well. Also about possible solutions. So we'd love to hear from you about your experience, to speak to our teams around the UK to get the news, the travel and weather where you are. See you in a moment.
Now, more than 3/4 of pensioners in England and Wales will be entitled to the winter fuel payment this year after a major U-turn by the government.
But how is it going to work? What do we need to know? Well, Ben is here looking at the finer detail for us.
Hugh is here with the sport this morning, and it was quite a game for Wales. Trying to think of all the other... No. Johnny, that would make you Johnny then. Yeah. You're definitely a John at work, aren't you?
Yes, at work.
You're grown up.
Who knows?
Yes, Jonathan.
The one and only Karen o'clock. Good morning. Welcome to Breakfast with Sally Nugent and John Kay.
Our headlines for you today. While the government might want attention to be on their investment in nuclear power, their rowback on winter fuel payments in England and Wales is still dominating the headlines ahead of the spending review.
Let's talk to Henry.
Yes.
And there's an app. Once you're into the system, and a lot of people have stopped giving, but it's working. It works. It's worth bear with it.
Yeah, keep trying. Morning, Isaac. I hope you're not awake. Oh, it's 7:15. Maybe he is awake now.
I think he'll definitely be awake. He was very awake this time yesterday, that's for sure. It's 12 minutes past 7.
Carol has the weather for us.
Now, teachers in England will be allowed to use artificial intelligence to speed up marking and write letters to parents under new government guidance.
It's hoped the technology will remove the burden of routine tasks. Well, here to tell us more.
You seem to have an AI story of some different kind.
Yeah, do send us in any messages you have about what you think maybe if your kids are using AI at the moment. I'm sure they all are.
Yeah.
And what you think about whether teachers should be using it too.
It's 22 minutes past 7, and water companies treat billions of litres of sewage every single day across the UK. But there are concerns about the waste that it, in turn, creates.
Sewage sludge is often used by farmers as cheap fertiliser, but recent studies have shown it can contain harmful chemicals which have been linked to cancer. Our environment correspondent, Jonah Fisher, has this report.
It's more pleasant.
So he wasn't around the smell of death,
fragrant,
as they call that.
Yeah.
Yes, perhaps.
But he's doing a great job keeping across that story of sewage for us. We will return to it in the future.
Members of the Army's oldest continuously serving regiment, the Coldstream Guards, have set off on a special trip to mark their 375th anniversary.
27 minutes ago, they left London on a train. They are heading to Berwick-upon-Tweed, and we're going to be catching up with them throughout the morning because our reporter Tim Moffat is on board, and they're going through some tunnels.
You know when you're on the train and you really need to make a phone call, and at that crucial moment, it goes, and we're having a little bit of a moment like that right now. Tim is on the train with all of those Coldstream Guards in their full uniform with their bare skins up on the parcel shelf. Looks incredible. Let's try and go to him
Sally
now.
Nugent and John Kay.
9 million pensioners in England and Wales will be entitled to the winter fuel payment this year after a government U-turn. It comes ahead of tomorrow's spending review.
We can speak now live on Breakfast when Sizewell actually happens.
Reminiscing about your childhood jobs.
I mean, it does take so long, doesn't it?
Yeah,
and at a time when people want kind of immediate reductions in their bills.
Yeah, it's going to take even longer.
Yeah, but he seems confident that this one will be quicker.
It is 7:43 exactly.
Right,
Hugh
indeed,
is here.
Hugh. Let's get some weather, shall we?
Let's go to
5 different books he wrote. 75 million copies sold around the world, and then the movies and the TV and everything, yeah.
I love the fact that he wrote his first novel because he was completely broke, living in a friend's flat, had no money. In his own words, he says, I was skint.
Yeah.
That worked.
Yeah, it did. I think it paid off.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, it's coming up to 8 o'clock. Got the headlines for you in just a moment.
But now it's time to get the news, the travel and the weather where you are. Might want attention to be on their investment in nuclear power. The rowback on winter fuel payments in England and Wales continues to dominate the headlines.
Yeah, earlier here on Breakfast, the Energy Secretary, Ed Miliband, told us the government is not going to apologise for its U-turn and said that the change shows the government is listening to voters. Good news this morning. If you were watching Breakfast this time yesterday, you will remember our chat with 4-year-old Isaac, who was an absolute star, wasn't he? We all loved him. He's got a blood condition, which means he's often severely anaemic. And he was here to talk to us about the importance of him getting regular blood. 27 minutes past 8. And in an hour's time, Morning Live will follow us here on BBC One.
Let's find out what they have for us today. It's Helen and Gethin. Morning, guys.